We're following developing news about a drone attack that killed 3 US service members in the Middle East. Washington says it happened in northeast Jordan near the Syrian border. Earlier, a government spokesman in Amman said the attack didn't happen in Jordan, but in Syria. However, Jordan has condemned the attack. US President Joe Biden blamed Iran-backed militants and promised to respond. The attack marks the first US casualties by enemy fire in the Mideast since Hamas's October 7th attack on Israel. John Gambrell with the Associated Press from Jerusalem.
The U.S. says there's been an attack on American troops in northeastern Jordan by a bomb-carrying drone that killed 3 soldiers and wounded at least 25 more. Now, this attack happened at a base that's known as Tower 22, which is right on the Syrian border, and basically has supplied special operation forces just across the border in Syria, as they've had a small base there as part of their battle against the Islamic State group for years now. Iraqi militias claimed this attack. They say it was in response to American actions in Iraq previously that saw American airstrikes target militia members there. But this all comes amid the wider Israel-Hamas war, and there's really been concerns that this war could escalate into a regional conflict. We've already seen Hezbollah attack across the border into northern Israel. We've also seen the Houthis attack commercial shipping in the Red Sea. So this is just one more attack, and it risks drawing the Americans deeper into this conflict. Jordan, for its part, has denied that this attack happened in Jordanian territory. That may be because its own public, as well as many others in the Arab world, remain incredibly angry at the United States for supporting Israel as it continues this war on Hamas in the Gaza Strip that has seen some 26,000 Palestinians killed since the war began. And meanwhile, there's continuing to be ceasefire talks. The head of the CIA, as well as the head of the Mossad, and officials from Egypt and Qatar took part in these talks in France. We don't know exactly what the outcome of the talks were. However, we did hear from the Israeli Prime Minister's office, which described the talks as fruitful, but said that there were still significant gaps remaining before any sort of ceasefire deal could be reached. Now, there's been a lot of discussions about whether it be a pause in fighting or ceasefire or any number of terms, but the most recent information that we've had would be that there would be a 2-phase ceasefire. The first month would see the elderly and the wounded from that initial October 7th attack who are still held in the Gaza Strip released in exchange for Palestinian prisoners in Israeli jails and more aid getting into the Gaza Strip. The second month would see those remaining hostages be released. That would include civilian males as well as soldiers being held in exchange for more prisoners held in Israeli prisons, as well as more aid getting into the Gaza Strip. But we have heard maximalist tones from both the Israeli government and Hamas, saying from the Israeli side that the defense minister saying that they wanted a knockout blow on Hamas, that they still wanted to dismantle Hamas. Meanwhile, Hamas has said that they won't release any of these hostages until Israeli soldiers are entirely out of the Gaza Strip and the war stops. So as of right now, it remains unclear if the ceasefire will move forward, but with the Americans there and the wider international community calling for a ceasefire as the war goes on, it does seem like there's incredible pressure growing, but time will tell if any deal comes through.